Well, it's interesting because yesterday morning I was doing some stuff and I'd, I'd actually had a couple of nightmares through the night, which was not nice. And anyway, so I got and I was praying and anyway, the Lord sort of reminded me of a couple of things that Zen and I've been talking about, and I'll it's more about what the message is going to be about now, but it was actually going to be my little introduction to the morning. So, but it's interesting. And then um, I was looking up this morning Psalm 139. So Psalm 139 from about verse 13. And this is what it says, right? It says, For you formed my inward parts, you covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them. Listen to this bit, how precious also are your thoughts of me, O God. How great is the sum of them. I should count them, they would be more in number than the sand. When I am awake, I am still with you. Isn't it beautiful? Like when you stop and think about this, right? This is the God of all creation, and he has thoughts towards us. You know, in Jeremiah it talks about that the thoughts are good of not and not of evil. He thinks good things of us. And where it says, how precious are your thoughts to me, O God, how great is the sum of them. So, and then it goes, if I should count them, they would be more than a number in the sand. Now think about that, right? So if you go down to the beach and you see the grains of sand, the thoughts that he has, which are all good, because everything that comes from the Lord is good. So the thoughts toward us, and just like what Donna was saying, those thoughts that God puts towards us, he actually also instills in other people to go towards us. So those thoughts that Donna's boss has towards her, those thoughts come from twofold. Comes from the fact that she's getting to know who Donna really is, but the Christ that's in her. And then obviously because of the thoughts that God places upon us, that then compels other people to see the God that's in us, which I think is amazing. And, you know, who knows that, like today, we're talking about like transitioning and all that sort of stuff, funny. But it's so serious, though, today, that there's so much of all this gender ideology and like just trying to find out where people belong. And, you know, I was watching something on Fox News the other day, and they had one of the US senators who happens to be a Christian guy, and they've got this Senate inquiry again over there talking about, anyway, he's asking this doctor, female doctor, can you tell me, can a man have a baby? Yeah, can a man have a baby? And he asked her, this is a doctor, and she just danced around like, he said, look, I just want a simple yes or no. And then she comes up, it's a construct and it's this. And I go, I just want to know, can a man get pregnant? And she couldn't answer him. This is a doctor. And she wasn't just a doctor, she was a specialist. And she's there in one of the US Senate inquiries, and he kept asking her, I'm not joking, went on for about 5-6 minutes, constantly asking her the same question, and she could not answer him. Now, isn't it like, it's any wonder that young people in society, younger and older, it's not just young people, but have this gender ideology problem that they don't know who they are, even if the medical people can't even determine who's a male and who's a female. And if a man can or cannot have children. And then we look towards that Psalm 139 and God says, I know your inward parts. I know all about you. And all my thoughts towards you are more than you can count the grains of sand on the beach. You know, if we have anyone, and I know we've got people within our church family here that have got problems, like family have problems in that area. But all we can do is keep going back to the Word of God. What does the Word of God say? It's pretty simple. But it's pretty synonymous, really, with where we are in history. You know, like the closer we get to the Lord's return, there's going to be more and more confusion. And my Bible says that the devil is the author of confusion. Now think about that. Think about, what does an author do? He writes. So the devil is literally writing down stuff to confuse us. And he says he's the author of lies. And he keeps writing down lies. And where does the confusion come from? It comes from the lies. But how do we counteract lies? With truth. And Jesus says that I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's the truth. We're just got to keep getting people back to where the truth is, which is Him. And I think, look, more than ever, we need to understand that Jesus is the truth of everything.